Hello, everyone. I'm Hershel Franklin. I'm reading a book for you. It's a small little book called One Dog's Story. And this is a book I wrote in 2009. It's a book about a dog that I had for some 15 years. Her name was Murphy. One of the best dogs I ever had. And she has a special place in my heart. She was with me for 15 years, and then I lost her. So I have explained in previous recordings why I wrote the book, the purpose of it, what I was trying to get across. I won't repeat that. Let me just simply say it is about Murphy. It is about it's about a wonderful dog. Now, I also want to point out one more time that it's entitled One Dog's Story. Now, there are times when Murphy is telling the story, and when those times are coming up in the book, I will lead into it by saying the dog's story. Right? That's Murphy telling incidents from her perspective. And then there will be also in that in the book certain references that says the human story. And that's where I'm telling it in my perception of things as they happened. So I hope you enjoy it. It's a good little book. What I'm ready for right now is chapter 4. I meet my human. Again, the dog story. I was still crying when the car stopped. I slowly raised my head and looked through the window, through tears and swollen red eyes at the Red Dog Saloon. Huh? I said. What's this? I knew what a saloon was. I remember seeing one on television on one of the few times we were allowed in the human's house. But what I saw on television looked wild and loud. A lot of cowboys drinking and fighting. It was not a fit place for a pup like me. But maybe this was a saloon for dogs. When I look back on it now, that I am much older and maybe a little bit smarter, it seems funny what was running through my mind. A funny and foolish puppy mind running ahead of its reality. Red Dog Saloon. Yes, that could be it. A saloon just for dogs. But I wasn't thirsty, and I certainly was not looking for a fight. The human got out of the car and dragged me out with a rope around my neck. He had to pull me as I was holding back. I'd never been away from Mama, and I was scared already. I really didn't see why he was forcing me into a place where a fight was just waiting to happen. Hey, I said loudly as I could. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to fight anyone. And wait a minute. Look at that. It's a saloon for red dogs. Look at me. I'm a white dog with shades of yellow. I'm not an Irish setter. I'm a yellow lab. Oh my gosh, you're taking me to a dog fight. I don't want to fight anyone. I'm not a fighter. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm sure I don't want to fight. What kind of person are you taking me to a dog fight? Shut up, pup, the human said. Stop all the barking. If you act like that, I won't be able to give you away, and if this guy doesn't want you, I'll have to take you to the pound. Now behave yourself. Oh, I said. Well, excuse me. When you put it like that, sure, I can be quiet. Mama didn't raise any dummies. I didn't know we were meeting someone here. You never told me. In fact, you never tell me anything. You needed to keep me apprised of the situation if you want me to act properly. Keep me in the loop. Do you know what that means? Keep me in the loop? He jerked the rope around my neck and said, shut up. So I shut up. You didn't need to talk about the pound to get my attention. Back then, I still wanted to get in the last word. We went into the building, and to my surprise, there weren't any dogs fighting. In fact, there weren't any dogs there at all. It wasn't loud. There were just a few people scurrying about, cleaning things and straightening things, and someone somewhere was cooking something that smelled good. I was giving it the once-over, especially giving it a sniff test. We dogs are good at observation. We look at things, we listen, and we smell. Usually, we're just curious. We aren't looking for anything in particular. We're alert to danger, but that can be detected rather quickly. After that, we're just satisfying our curiosity. I had already determined there was no danger to me or the human, and now I was just snooping around. There were things to learn, and I wanted to learn them. We fill our minds with seemingly unimportant things because they may become important and necessary later. We weren't there long when two other male humans came in. They all shook hands, and our human pointed at me and said, "Here she is. I have no idea how she'll turn out, but her mother was a good dog." For a while, we all just stood there, taking each other in. I could tell it was the larger of the two men who was going to take me home, maybe. And he just stood there staring at me, saying nothing. "Oh, pick me," I said. "Pick me. I'm homeless now. This human tells me if he can't give me away, he'll take me to the pound. Pick me. I don't want to go to the pound. I don't know for sure what a pound is, but it doesn't sound good. Pick me, I said. I'll be good. I'll be your good and loyal friend. I was losing my thoughts. Couldn't think of what more I could say. Then it came to me. I'll help you. I'll see what you can't, hear what you can't, smell what you can't. I'll warn you about lurking danger, and I'll bite and fight for you." The human story. She was a loud one, I'd give her that. She was barking entirely too much for that small room. But I could cut her some slack. She was probably just scared. She was indeed a beautiful little dog with perfect formation and coloring for a lab. She was white with just a slight touch of yellow shading. And when I bent down to look her in the eyes, she didn't avert her gaze at all. Most dogs can't look at you in the eye. They turn their head away. I don't know if being able to look at you in the eye means they're smarter than other dogs or just better able to bond with humans. Whatever, it was a good trait to find in a dog. She looked directly into my eyes, and just for a moment, I thought I saw a slight smile on her face, even though I knew dogs couldn't smile. As I was bending there, my face close to hers, I said, "She's exactly what I've been wanting." The dog story. She's exactly what I've been wanting. That's what this human said. I could have never imagined how wonderful that would sound and how special it would make me feel. With that simple pronouncement, I had found my human, someone with whom to form the ancient agreement. I had already made my promise to the human, and he had said, "She's exactly what I've been wanting." I had looked into his eyes, something some dogs find difficult to do, and I had seen a kind and gentle human, and I had seen him form a slight smile on his face, and he had said, "She's exactly what I've been wanting." My new human took the ugly rope off my neck and put on a really cool collar, the first I'd ever had. I was so dressed up and looked so good, I was thinking of becoming a Republican, although I technically was still a yellow dog. I vowed right then and there this was my human, and he would be until the day he died. I would live in his house and eat his food and Oh my good heavens. He was scratching behind my ears. Oh yes, he was my human and I would be his dog forever. He snapped a proper leash to my brand new collar and told me to come on. We walked out to his pickup, which actually belonged to and was driven by the other human, and I never looked back. I was a happy dog, and what a bonus to see a pickup. We dogs love pickup trucks. I had ridden in one once with Matthew when we were taken to the doctor, and I'd seen a lot of dogs riding in them, their ears flopping in the wind, their tongues blowing behind them as they drove along. Oh yes, I thought, let me in the back of a pickup and see if you hear any complaints from me. I'll let the wind blow on me as I yell, I'm the king of the world. When we got to the pickup, you can't imagine how shocked I was when my human opened the door and said, load up. This was really a good human who would allow me to ride up front with him. My heart just melted. Load up, he said again, and he didn't have to tell me 3 times. We drove along with me lying on the seat between them, my head lying in my human's lap while I stared up at him. I really didn't think she'd be that old, said the driving human. I thought that was unnecessary. I wasn't all that old, just 3.5 years if you use human counting. And that's the way I counted years back then. I used human years. I heard someone say one time that every year in a dog's life was like 7 years in a human's life. So I used their way of counting. It made me sound older. She's not too old. That was my human standing up for me. I was proud of him for that. She's only 6 months old. Heck, I figure she's going to chew up and destroy everything in sight for her first 2 years. So I guess I've skipped quite a bit of that. Huh? I don't chew things. Well, maybe the fence gate, and the garden hose, and the shovel handle, and okay, we could just let that pass. I'd try to do better. I kind of wish she had been a little older so maybe she would be house trained. Then I remembered Mama for the first time since meeting my new human. Martha, she had said, don't pee on their floor. She was serious after all. And I thought, no, Mama, I won't. I'll remember that, and I'll remember everything else you told me. And Mama, I thought, I will remember you. Wherever you are, whatever becomes of us, I'll always remember you. And that's the end of chapter 5. Or 4. I'm sorry, chapter 4.